My phone screen cast a pale, sickly glow in the pitch-black blast room. As the message marked itself as delivered, I lowered my trembling hand and held up the half-burned piece of paper to the faint green light of the emergency exit sign. The edges crumbled into ash against my fingertips, but the printed text in the center remained perfectly legible. It was a medical manifest stamped with Axel's signature. Subject 84, Dylan. Blood type RH null, golden blood. Procedure, transdermal absorption of synthetic aconitine variant. Delivery mechanism, inner latex coating, custom batch, ultrathin 0.01. Objective, induce localized, untraceable myocardial infarction. Note, heart harvesting window is strictly 4 minutes post-mortem. Buyer is on standby. My breath hitched, catching painfully in my smoke-ravaged throat. The paper slipped from my grasp, fluttering to the cold floor like a dead leaf. Suddenly, every bizarre, terrifying event of the past few hours, snapped into a horrifying, crystal-clear picture. The condoms weren't a kink. They weren't a test of my fidelity. They were the murder weapon. If I had followed Jessica's sweet, seductive request and used that specific brand, the neurotoxin coating the inside would have absorbed directly into my bloodstream. I would have suffered a massive, seemingly natural heart attack right there in our marital bed. Jessica would play the traumatized, grieving widow. Her brother Axel, the angel doctor, would naturally be the first responder, perfectly positioned to sign the death certificate and immediately harvest my pristine, incredibly rare heart for a billionaire buyer on the black market. Marcus, my supposed best friend, wasn't just a bystander, he was their broker. And Margaret, my own mother? Tears carved hot, stinging tracks through the black soot on my face. I pulled my knees to my chest, curling into a ball as a silent, agonizing sob racked my body. I remembered Margaret working 3 jobs when I was a kid, her hands cracked and bleeding from washing dishes just to buy me a birthday cake. I remembered promising her that when I made it big, she would live like a queen. I had kept my promise. I bought her a mansion, a driver, everything she could ever want. But greed is a bottomless pit. When she said, "Now you and Jessica are finally a good match," she wasn't praising my success. She was calculating her payout. By slipping that decoy box into my pocket, she was providing the alibi they needed to kill me tonight. They needed me dead immediately because the buyer was waiting, and I had ruined their clean assassination by refusing to come home. I had spent my entire life building an empire for a family of vultures waiting to pick my bones clean. BZZZ. My phone vibrated against the floor. It was a reply from Jessica. "Oh my god, Dylan, hide. I'm calling the police right now. Send me your exact live location. I'm coming to save you." I stared at the words. In my previous life, those words would have been my lifeline. Now, they were a death sentence. She wasn't coming to save me. She was coming to finish the harvest. A heavy metallic clang echoed through the room. I jumped, my eyes darting to the reinforced steel door. Clang, clang. Someone was swinging a fire axe against the blast-proof glass. Through the small, smoke-stained window, I saw him. Axel. He was wearing a silver, heat-resistant proximity suit, wielding a heavy emergency axe. He couldn't see me in the dark, but he knew I was in here. The glass spiderwebbed under the force of another brutal strike. "Dylan!" Axel's muffled voice bled through the heavy steel. "You can't stay in there forever. The oxygen scrubbers are turned off. Just open the door. I promise I'll make it quick. We just need the heart intact." Panic surged through me, cold and sharp, burning away the despair. I couldn't die here. Not again. I scrambled to my feet, ignoring the throbbing pain in my slashed arm. I scanned the ceiling. This was a blast-proof chemical storage room. It had to have an emergency ventilation purge system in case of a toxic leak. My eyes landed on a large, square aluminum grate near the back corner of the ceiling. I dragged a heavy metal storage crate beneath it, climbed up, and shoved my bleeding fingers through the slats of the grate.